Okay, let's talk Josh Allen versus the New England Patriots, which, hey, they ended up winning the football game, so, no harm, no foul. But I still think there's some interesting stuff here, and the question I was wondering going into doing my research for this video is, how concerning was this game? Are there reasons to maybe be concerned playoff wise for the Bills? Obviously the Patriots will not make it. Well, let's start off with this play, because first you have to say what ultimately went wrong here in this game. Because, okay, listen, it was a low possession game, so the points per drive aren't horrible if you just look at overall points and overall drives. But keep in mind that they had a defensive touchdown in here, so it was actually 2.1 points per drive, which still isn't horrible. But they also had one long, 40 plus yard play that got them another touchdown. So, how much does that factor in? The reality is they weren't overly consistent in this game, and here was why. This play is a 3rd down and 10, and it's going to be a cover 2 man that the Patriots are running right here. Josh Allen is going to take the snap. He looks over towards Mac Hollins. That's where he decides to make this throw, and this is just not open. There isn't a ton of separation. Allen kind of has to take a chance here, and it's not a risky play. However, New England's able to cover this up, and New England, hasn't really been known for their defense this season at all, but they were playing a lot of man coverage in this game, and to be honest, they were winning a lot of their one-on-one matchups, which made me wonder, okay, is there something with man coverage that maybe the Bills struggle with? So I made this chart. What you're looking at here is these are the top Bills receivers in terms of, and this is against man coverage, only against man coverage, their PFF grades and their yards per route ran on those routes against man coverage. You see that really their top 3 guys are Amari Cooper, Keon Coleman, and Khalil Shakir. Keon Coleman over 2 yards per route ran against man coverage. He is pretty significantly the guy they look towards in these situations. But Shakir and Cooper are also usually pretty good. Even Dalton Kincaid can get some nice stuff there. But in this game, they really just weren't doing a lot. Like this play, so, okay, 2nd down and 10, they're not really winning one-on-ones so much, so, okay, no worries, if man coverage is coming, what do we want to do? Well, let's go with like a quick wide receiver or tight end screen, right? Sure, this makes sense. You're going to see Josh Allen takes the snap, he flips the ball to to Dalton Kincaid, but you see that Kyle Duggar is able to rush in and make the tackle. So these plays weren't really working. Not only were they're not really getting separation one-on-one, but then when they tried to run these types of plays that are usually kind of the counter to that, those weren't working. So now it's a 3rd down and 11. The penalty was on the Bills, so it was declined. Going over here, you see it's now 3rd and 16 because there was a 5-yard penalty, and now what do you do if you're Josh Allen? Well, you see Allen's going to take the snap. He looks down the field, and he's going to scramble out. Doesn't love what he sees because, again, guys aren't getting open. And now what do you do? It's 3rd and 16. You're at midfield. You're in a weird spot where you're going to punt if you don't get it. So it's not the worst time in the world to just throw one up and see what happens. That's completely what Allen does. This is an arm punt. I think he wanted it to be a touchdown, but it was essentially saying if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It ends up being a great arm punt because the Patriots defender, for whatever reason, takes it out of the goal line and ends up getting tackled at the 1. That wasn't ideal, but still a good defensive play overall by the Patriots, even if they should have stayed in the end zone. So now let's go over here because the Bills still won this game. I'm talking about them like they played awful, and again, it's the Patriots defense, which I will say, PFF ranks their coverage unit 15th best in football, so that's not quite it's not as awful as you might think. They're 23rd ranked in PFF grades overall defensively. But the Bills really went to the running game to try and win here. So, this play, you see the blocking concept on the screen. Allen is going to hand the ball off to James Cook, and what happens here is you see, there are a couple of unblocked players for the New England Patriots, but here is where really James Cook was able to make some real plays and be a huge factor in this game. Watch him just power through both of those 2 New England players, and he's going to be able to go all the way for a touchdown. Really good stuff by James Cook for sure, and this is kind of what allowed them to start to make plays. This one being another one where what's going to happen is it's going to be a handoff towards the bottom of the screen. That's what Allen does, gives the ball to Cook, who actually then cuts back upfield. You see I've circled a New England player, so again, you have an unblocked guy, but watch what Cook does. Cook just runs by him, essentially, gets to the outside, and is able to accelerate past him and pick up a big gain again. So, okay, you start to pick up these big gains through the ground. Well, what have you now done? What have you accomplished? Well, I keep saying the Patriots were winning their one-on-ones in man coverage, but man coverage isn't great against the running game. You don't want to play man coverage when they're running the ball because logically it makes sense. You have 5 players who aren't even paying attention to the running back on that play if you're playing man coverage. So we saw the Patriots then start to play more zone, and if you're playing zone, well, now you've taken that issue that you've had this game out of the equation. It's a cover 3 zone that the Bills are in. That's what they're going to do. Sorry, I said it's a cover 3 zone that the Bills are in. Obviously, it's the Patriots that are in the coverage, but it's going to be a play action right here. You have a receiver running over the middle. As you see, Allen runs this play action, looks down the field. He's going to fire down the field, and as of right here, there's a window to make this throw. This is really well done by Buffalo. Allen, of course, is able to make that throw, and they're able to pick up a big completion. So, good stuff by the Bills here, absolutely. So, that was a part of it. They were able to move the ball well enough to take the lead, and then they got the defensive touchdown to kind of ice things. But still, again, bigger picture here, is there cause for concern with this Bills team when they struggled against man coverage? Like this play, for example, it's Dalton Kincaid in a one-on-one matchup. That's what they're looking towards. That's the over-the-middle route. So, again, man coverage across the board. Josh Allen's going to take the snap. He looks in Kincaid's direction. He fires in this direction. And not only is it not open, this is a dangerous pass and probably should be intercepted. The Patriots player is in front of who Allen is trying to throw to. Allen gets away with one here. I mean, that's a dangerous pass and not one Allen should have made there. So, that's again, you get coverage. Again, for Allen, it's difficult because what are you supposed to do? Not throw it to anybody? I mean, yes, but at a certain point in the game, you have to throw it to somebody. And then something like this is also, I think, worth mentioning. Where, a couple weeks ago, so I'm going to pause this one right here, kind of already into the play. But a couple weeks ago, I talked about how, what Josh Allen is doing, the way that he's able to consistently make these high-level throws is just incredible. Like, the fact that he's doing these so frequently. I think the issue that we kind of saw in this game is that, well, you can't always make the high degree of difficulty plays. Watch, Allen on this one, he's going to do the classic Allen thing. He's scrambling out, he's throwing on the run, there's barely a window, but hey, it's the Bills, it's Josh Allen, they're going to make this work, right? It's good defense, I would say, by the Patriots. It also still nearly ended up ricocheting and getting caught. But the reality is, it was a play they weren't able to make. They were making these plays against the Rams. They were making these plays against the Lions. These are hard plays to make, and you can't rely on them. So the good news is, if it's the Chiefs that you're playing, you know that you can make these plays and flip the field that way. The bad news is that, you're not going to always make them. Like this one, another one, a 3rd down and 10 with 30 seconds to go in the half. You're going to see Allen, once again, takes the snap, doesn't love what he sees, so he has to try and figure something else out. As you see, he steps up, and honestly, both of these throws are really good. I would say both of them were pretty accurate. Here, though, still, completion isn't able to be made there. So, we know Allen's going to make the throws. The question is just, will they end up in completions or incompletions? And here, they weren't able to get those big plays, which is a part of the Bills game. They weren't able to get open consistently, but they were able to win still. And you could argue it's a good thing that they're able to win in different ways. I don't even disagree. But is there a little bit of concern here? I would say so. I would say a little bit. Especially when you factor in the fact that, the team they have to beat, the Kansas City Chiefs, loves to play man coverage. Although, hey, the Bills have beaten the Chiefs this season, so who knows. But yeah, those are my thoughts on all of this. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.